Hi folks, it's Bazza Mills here with Skillet, lead singer John Cooper. Can I ask John firstly, how are things with Skillet?
Very good. So glad to be over here. Tonight's the first show of our first kind of official headline tour.
Yeah, that kind of leads into my second song.
I'm getting ahead of myself.
I think you've read these already.
Yeah.
I was going to send them through. I was going to say, after nearly 20 years in the business, how does it feel to be headlining your first European show and open it here in Glasgow?
Yeah, it's crazy that we have it. You know, I was trying to decide exactly how to say why we never come over here and toured a lot, and you know, I don't really know what the great answer is, but it's good that we're finally here. You know, a lot's changed in the whole world with technology.
Yeah.
And when we first started, you know, Skillet was one of the first bands with a website. You know, it was one of those things. But I never dreamed it would become as powerful as it has, the internet. And so now I think, I didn't know we had people over here that knew us, is what I'm getting at, until a few years ago, until I started getting tweets. People tweeting me, are you ever coming to UK? Are you ever coming to Germany?
And you're off to Russia soon as well.
Yeah, like, how do people know us over here? Wow. So it's long overdue. I'm glad we're finally investing a lot. You know, the last few years we've come over 3 times now. This, of course, being our first headline.
Yeah.
Which is great. And I love Glasgow. I love this city in general, you know.
Yeah, and there's lots of great venues in Glasgow. The world famous Barrowland is not too far away. I wondered if you have a favourite venue that you like to play.
No, I don't know any of them enough. You know.
Any worldwide though? Is there a favourite venue you have back home that you like to play?
Oh, I mean, we've played some beautiful places. You know, probably if you're getting into like the best venues, a lot of them are the outdoor venues. Yeah. You know, actually, there's one in America, in the state of Washington, called the Gorge.
Right.
And it looks kind of quite like.
Is there big rocks there?
Yeah, just massive. What do you call it, Seth? What?
Sorry.
It's like It's almost like the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
You know what the Grand Canyon is?
The Grand Canyon. Yeah.
It's like that, but there's a venue there.
Right.
Beautiful.
It's not Red Rocks then. That's something different.
Played Red Rocks as well, and it's beautiful also. But some of those outdoor venues are amazing, you know.
Yeah. Obviously, I caught you guys last year playing the Hydro with Nickelback.
Yes.
I was particularly impressed with the energy and the reaction that you got from the Scottish fans that particular night. And I just wondered, what have you got in store for fans on this tour?
Well, thank you very much. You know, I hear that a lot when people haven't seen us play or they see us play for the first time and say, "Dad, you guys were really energetic." You know, I think we're kind of known for that. And so we have that in store. That's probably been our biggest selling point, actually, is that Skillet Live feels a bit more like an experience. You know, I find 30 Seconds to Mars to be that way.
Yeah.
I'm a fan. I like their music, but seeing them live is even something a little different. U2 is like that to me.
Yeah.
So, you know, Skillet show is very energetic, but I think it's also to do with the relationship with the fans and me and the band, of kind of connecting.
Yeah,
you know?
I was going to say I felt like you really connected with the audience that night.
Oh, good.
So in there. It's interesting that you should say as well about live music being an experience, because reviewing lots of acts and CDs and so on, one of my pet hates is sort of listening and discovering music for the first time through the internet. So it is completely a different experience seeing a band live. I know what you mean. It's it's different. You are obviously renowned as a very hard-working touring band, and I just wondered, what do you guys do to recharge batteries when you're not playing or recording?
I don't know if anybody's feeling very recharged right now, but we have really been hitting it hard, man. I mean, we just had 2 weeks off, and this is our first show since that break, and we have not had 2 weeks off in a year and a half since before the record came out, and I think it's because. You know, a couple of years ago, as I mentioned, you know, we really said we've got to be going to Europe. We've got to be going to South America. There's places that people really want to hear Skillet, and maybe there's not a lot of them yet, but we think we could do well if we really invest.
Big time.
So now we're having to tour America, and then go and tour other places, but then you got to come back and tour America again because they get all,
no, there's a demand there.
You're never in America anymore. Yeah. So, you know, to recharge, we haven't honestly had that much time. But me personally, on my downtime, I just like to relax. I like to go home, relax. I'm lucky because my kids are on the road. My wife is in the band.
I was going to ask because obviously it's a working family. Really.
Yeah, it is.
Have you got two? Is it 2 kids?
Yep, I've got 2 kids. They're here. They were doing school in the other room a little while ago, but so when we go home, the kids like to see their family and their friends, and I go home and read and watch movies and chill.
Cool, that sounds really good. Your fans are obviously pretty fanatical, and it's something I've read about, and obviously through Twitter online.
Yeah.
And there's been a big thing recently between the Panheads. Is that right?
Yes.
And One Direction fans, and the Panheads came out on top.
Yes. Yeah.
The name the Panheads. Can you tell us how that came about?
It's really dumb. All right, but it's awesome.
I want to know.
Here it is.
I'm really intrigued to know.
Okay. When we first started, as you said, our fans are extremely fanatical.
Yeah.
And I'm bragging on them, not on Skillet. Our fans are absolutely awesome. Skillet never really sold a lot of records until a couple of years ago.
Okay.
So all of our success was all grassroots. And we started noticing early on, the first year, 2 years of touring, we didn't have many fans, but they loved us, and they would drive 13 hours, 15 hours, and they would bring skillets.
Wow.
And they would always hold skillets up in the air, right? And so one time at a show, I looked out and there's a kid, and he was wearing a skillet like a hat, and he had taped all the way around his head. And
right.
somebody said, "Look at that! That's a real pan head right there."
So that's where, because it's not a phrase that in the UK
No.
they use like skillet. People just talk about pan, so it is the actual pan itself.
That's where it came from. He's a pan head.
Super. I thought that might have been the case, but I just wanted to double check in case there was anything I was missing.
Yeah.
I wanted to congratulate you on your recent Dove Award for Rock Song of the Year with Not Gonna Die.
Thank you.
I wondered if you could tell the fans what was the inspiration behind that one at all.
Oh yes, thank you. I write a lot of songs that deal with a similar feeling, which they're always broad. They can be about a lot of different things, but what they mean to me will be a similar feeling of somebody that's always trying to put you down. It's always trying to make you feel that the way you are isn't right, and if you just do what I say, then you would be right. You'd be okay.
Yeah.
And what it means to me personally, where it came from, you don't pick up on this on the song, but with Skillet, we've been a band that for years and years people kept saying, "You're never going to make it as a rock band because you've got girls in the band, or because you've got strings, or your music's not hard enough. You're hard rock, but not hard enough.
Okay.
You're too poppy. People tell me I'm too. I've been told I was too pretty to be a rock front man.
I thought you had to be pretty.
I think maybe they said you look more like a Backstreet Boy. That's not good. So I had to get a bunch of tattoos. But anyway. And I write a lot of songs about my faith. I'm a religious person, and I write a lot about God and the way that God has helped me through life. And they would say, "There's no way you can make it as a rock band doing these things." And we just kept making the records we wanted to make.
Yep.
And despite all of that, we got enough people in the world that said, "I like that we're able to keep doing this for a career."
Yep.
So Not Gonna Die was kind of came out of that place for me of people keep trying to push you down, but
And you rise up.
But yeah, that's right. It's not going to kill me. What doesn't kill me makes me stronger.
Yeah,
that kind of mentality.
Yeah. And it was a bit of a double congratulations because you also got Best Rock Album as well.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So can you sum up the kind of feeling in the Skillet camp just now? Is it one of triumph?
Yeah, I think everybody's excited. It's for us, honestly. I just always want to make sure that our fans are connecting with the songs, and so things like winning an award, or as you mentioned the fan army contest.
Yeah.
We did quite well in that, but again, it wasn't about Skillet, it was about our fans.
Yeah.
And as long as I think we're connecting with them, that's what means the most to me.
Okay.
And so when you win these things, it's cool to see some proof that you are connecting with people out there, and people appreciate you, and you give it back to them.
Yeah, it's a bit of validation in terms of the work that you're doing.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. So everybody's very excited.
The last two studio albums that you've done, Rise and the predecessor, you worked with Howard Benson. Is that a relationship that you see going forward into another studio album?
My guess is no. And we did do 2 records with Howard and had a lot of success there with him. And he's a great producer. He produced a lot of really, really great rock albums. So I'm a fan, but for me, I like to switch things up a bit.
Okay, yeah.
I've worked with a lot of different people, and I think I'd like to switch it up a bit.
Just
try something new.
I wondered if you were going to go down the Red Hot Chili Peppers Wooden type relationship.
Yeah, where you always,
yeah.
If I was Red Hot Chili Peppers and sold 30 million records, I probably would.
Yeah, it's a bit risky to change it, I suppose. Okay, I mean, thanks for that. I wanted to go through some sort of fast and furious questions.
All right, I'm furious.
So, okay, what was the first single that you bought growing up?
Def Leppard.
Porcelain Sugar?
I don't think it was a single. Now that I think about it, I think that was the first album I ever bought was Hysteria.
Yeah, good
still one of my favorite albums of all time.
87, 88, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, 88.
Yeah. What was the last album you bought?
Oh, I just bought a record. I bought lots of records recently. Five Finger Death Punch. Do you know them over here?
I've heard of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I bought several rock albums. The new Avenged, Sevenfold, and the new Five Finger. I bought both of those before the tour.
Cool. Who was the artist that inspired you the most growing up?
The most?
Yeah.
Maybe Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi.
Is that okay to say?
Yeah, man, that's cool.
I love Bon
I've seen
Jovi.
Bon Jovi a good few times.
Yeah?
Complete the sentence. The artist I would most like to work with.
Maybe do a show with or something like that. Oh man, I've had a list. Linkin Park, Metallica, Bon Jovi.
Wow. I was chatting to a guy over breakfast just by chance a couple of weeks ago, and he was telling me he had a side project with one of the guys from this guy called Benji Webb from a group called Skindred. Don't know if you've heard of him.
I know Skindred, yeah.
Yeah, it's lead singer. Just random chat over breakfast in a hotel.
Yeah.
And he was saying he'd just back from LA doing a side project with one of the Metallica guys. So
oh wow.
It's quite an interesting random chat over breakfast.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Who's the best dresser in the band?
Oh, the best dresser? I don't know. We have two really pretty girls, so it'd be one of the girls in the band for sure.
Best dancer?
I think probably if our drummer Jen cut loose, I'm sure she would definitely be the best dancer. Yes, I can dance too though, but I'm not allowed to anymore.
All right. Here's a Scottish kind of question for you then. Who cannot hold their curry?
I don't know.
I mentioned that one.
Yeah, you know what? We were just talking as our guitar player Seth ate curry last night, and he's like, "This is the best Indian food I've ever had."
Yeah,
that's what he said. So
good.
I don't have an answer for that, but we all love curry.
Good. Okay, just a couple. I know we're a little bit.
No problem. Hit me.
Okay, High Noon Shootout. Beatles or Rolling Stones?
Beatles.
Okay, Kiss or Guns N' Roses?
Kiss. That was easy.
Creed or Pod?
Like POD?
Yeah.
POD. Yeah. I'm friends with both of those bands, so it's a little hard to choose.
I'm a big Creed fan because I lived out in Australia for a while. And
oh, really?
Yeah, they didn't quite smash over here, but I really got into them.
Yes. We toured with Creed.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, they treated us very, very well. And we toured with Alter Bridge, and they treated us very well too.
Really, I love the singer's voice, really powerful voice. Never got to see them live. They never came out to Perth, unfortunately, when I was living there.
Oh.
Kings of Leon or Mumford and Sons?
Mumford.
Okay. Buck Cherry or Nickelback?
Nickelback.
Okay, wow. Okay, so obviously you supported Nickelback last year on the Hits tour.
Yeah.
Any highlights on that particular tour?
Oh man, honestly, the whole tour was amazing. I mean, it sounds really dumb. Probably the highlights for me actually were not on stage because I had never seen Paris.
Okay.
And I'd never been to Prague.
Yeah. Oh, lovely city.
Yeah, and we had a day off,
that's fantastic.
Yeah. I saw things I never thought I would see.
Okay.
The tour was amazing every night. They're such a huge band. Playing in arenas that's the way to do your first tour in Europe.
And I wondered, they did a lot of shot toasting on stage in Glasgow, and I wondered, are they real shots that are in there? But I'm not going to ask you to disclose anything.
My guess is yes, they probably were, yes.
Yeah, I don't know if you've heard about this, but there's a fan down in London that's trying to start a Kickstarter campaign to ensure that Nickelback don't play London ever again. Any thoughts on that? It's gained quite a bit of publicity.
No, I can't tell. Is that for real?
Oh, I'm swearing it. Yeah, it is for real. Yeah.
It's amazing how much people decide they hate, you know? Oh, that's just hilarious. No, I don't know. I hope not. Because there was a lot of people there that were very happy to see Nickelback, and I certainly had a good time.
Okay, I mean, thanks very much for your time. But finally, I believe you're somewhat a famous Dr. Pepper fan.
Yes.
Yeah, and I wondered if you tried the Scottish soft drink, Iron Brew.
No, but
well, I've got
I had
one here
tweeted. Come on, I had tweets about it. Said you've got to try Iron Brew when you come to Scotland.
Well, unfortunately, it's probably not ice cold. But
and
yeah.
my friend from Twitter that told me I had to try this.
There's a couple just in case you didn't like them.
She also brought me my favorite UK treat.
Right.
Which is those little Galaxy snack bars.
Oh wow, yeah, because the chocolate's significantly different over here to the States. See, I like the Babe Ruths, which you don't really get over here.
Yeah, we have Babe Ruth in America, but it's not as good.
You don't get them here, so it's, everybody likes variety. Any thoughts? Any comparisons?
Yes, it reminds. Yes, we have drinks like this. It tastes kind of like. I can't identify it.
We can leave you on that one, John.
It's like we have one that's kind of called like, well, one more.
It's like a bar advert, isn't it?
I can't decide what it's like, but I like it. It reminds me of Sierra Mist. We have Sierra Mist. Right, yeah. A little bit like that with a little bit of root beer. Do you guys have root beer over here?
No, it's not. You can get it, but it's not particularly popular.
Okay.
I think you can still get it some places, but yeah, I can see where there's a little.
I like this. Iron Brew.
Bars. Well, thank you very much for your time, John.
Absolutely.
Appreciate
Good
it. I look
man.
forward to the show.
Thank you. Later. Alright, good stuff. If you're sick of it, when everything you do don't seem to matter, you try but it's no use, your world is getting blacker. When every time you fail has no answer, every empty promise made is a reminder.